with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News Nowcast.
Good morning on your Friday, Cinco de Mayo Friday morning. We're going to check out that first morning forecast with meteorologist A.J. Mastrangelo. Right now, though, I want to get you a mid-morning check of some of the stories we're following here at Erie News Now. Kicking it off with a countdown to tomorrow's coronation of King Charles III. Do want to take you live for a look across the pond this morning. This is Buckingham Palace. Some folks already are lining up near the spot of the coronation in that parade. Less than an hour ago, Princess Kate was actually seen shaking some hands, talking to some of the folks who are already in place of getting set for tomorrow's coronation. The focus there will be Westminster Abbey tomorrow morning, starting at 11 a.m. London time. That is 6 a.m. here along the east coast of the U.S. King Charles will sit in a chair commissioned for Edward I all the way back in the early 1900s, and he'll be anointed with oil, holy oil, from an ancient spoon. Among his regalia tomorrow, a number of scepters, including one with a cross that contains what they're calling the world's largest colorless diamond. Yeah, that big coronation tomorrow. The service expected to last about 2 hours. Back here in the States, 4 members of the far-right group, the Proud Boys, were found guilty of seditious conspiracy and some other felony counts, all connected to the January 6th attack at the U.S. Capitol. A 5th defendant who used a police riot shield to break through a Capitol window that day was found guilty of seditious conspiracy, not guilty, rather, of seditious conspiracy, convicted, though, of other pretty serious charges. Federal prosecutors had argued that these defendants plotted to unlawfully use force and the crowds to keep former President Trump in office. The 4 found guilty of that conspiracy charge face up to 20 years in prison. Now, Serbian police have arrested a 21-year-old suspect accused of killing at least 8 people in that country's second mass shooting in as many days. 13 others were left wounded in this drive-by attack. It came a day after a 13-year-old boy used his father's guns to kill 8 students and a school security guard at a school over in the Serbian capital of Belgrade. Well, in New York City, protesters gathered outside Barclays Center to call for action over the chokehold death of a man named Jordan Neely. It happened in a New York City subway car earlier this week. The New York Police Department, the Manhattan DA's office, continuing to investigate this one. It's already been ruled a homicide. Neely died after a fellow passenger on the subway put him in a chokehold for several minutes. That came after some erratic but apparently non-life-threatening behavior from Neely. Well, some activists are now calling for criminal charges against that other rider. New York police again say they are still looking into it and remaining in contact with the DA's office there. Well, for teachers, students, and administrators in Crawford County's Penncrest School District, it's another day without internet service in class. Penncrest School District leaders say it started this past weekend with a ransomware event, disrupting certain aspects, they say, of their operations. And they say they quickly took steps to implement their cybersecurity incident response plan, but that meant shutting down their entire network. Penncrest officials do say so far there's no sign of any lost or compromised data. Well, the company operating the famed Kentucky Derby and Churchill Downs racetracks indefinitely suspended trainer Sappy Joseph Jr. after what they're calling 2 highly unusual horse deaths. That means one of his other horses won't be able to run in the Kentucky Derby as planned on Saturday. Joseph's suspension means Lord Miles has been scratched from the Derby. That's, of course, the first leg of that horse racing's Triple Crown. 2 other horses who died, including a Derby contender, Wild and Ice, they had to be euthanized at Churchill Downs after getting hurt this week.
I'm obviously very happy with the outcome of the case, and it looks like I'm not having to retire from my day job after all.
Singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran has been found not guilty of breaking copyright law with his hit Thinking Out Loud. That was the verdict from a New York City jury. They found the singer-songwriter didn't wrongfully copy compositional elements of Marvin Gaye's hit Let's Get It On. That's despite allegations from some of the family members of Gaye's co-writer of that song, Ed Townsend. Well, it'll be a first down in Edinburgh this weekend, the first spring graduation ceremony since the name change at the now Penn West Edinburgh University. More than 2,600 grads expected to get those degrees come Saturday. And among the class of 2023's commencement speakers, 5 graduates who showcased a commitment to campus life and community service. And here's an option for celebrating this Cinco de Mayo Friday. Oliver's Beer Garden down on Erie's Bayfront's opening back up for the season. They say they'll have their food truck going and their fire pits. And they also say the new Bayfront mini golf is set to open up there a little later on this month. And if you didn't know it, the Beer Garden, they say, is pet friendly. Again, all opening up for the season down along Erie's Bayfront. That start time, 4 o'clock this afternoon. We've already seen the sunshine kind of take over things on our Friday, AJ.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous start here, 2-hour Friday. I'm just wondering if Oliver's Beer Garden is going to have some margaritas there available for Cinco de Mayo as well. You can see with their crime victim center Skycam, the trains are out, the cars are out, the peoples are out. The people are out, and as well as the boats. We got that beautiful blue sky right now. Haven't seen too much of it these past couple of weeks, so it is feeling great out there. 57 degrees right now at the moment. Those calm winds really helping the temperature ramp on up. Pressure at 30.24 inches. I think we might have to bump up those high temperatures today. Muy divertido for hoy. It is Cinco de Mayo. As we continue moving forward for the rest of tonight, those temperatures hanging around 60 degrees, dipping down into the 40s. Right now, temperatures 57 in Erie, 52 in Edinburgh, 50 in the higher elevations there towards Clymer, New York, close to Peak and Peak, 52 for Meadville. Everyone pretty much in the 50s. Bradford as well as Kane sitting in those upper 40s. And look further to the west, that's where you find the warmest temperatures. Ashtabula Airport actually reporting 56 as well. You can see Doppler max right now. We still do have a few clouds to contend with here. They might cool things off just a bit once we get that lake breeze blowing from the northeast. It will be cooling things off for the immediate lakeshore for this afternoon. You can see our Doppler max for the East Coast looking pretty good here. We have our churning low pressure system that's now turned into a coastal low. That was dealing with all of that northerly flow on the back side of it. That's what provided those showers these past few days, but we don't have too much of that to deal with. Still some clouds and showers further off here to our west, but we're not talking about quite as much. Let's talk about future cast now as we continue towards 12 p.m. Few clouds sticking around here, maybe an inland shower as we head towards 1 p.m., but everyone's clearing out for the evening hours. Look at that, 7 p.m., not too many clouds here across the region. We're looking pretty good as we head into Saturday morning as well. More of that sunshine sticking around, but then as we head towards Sunday, we see increases of cloud cover and actually perhaps a few rain showers out there. As we head into Monday, I do think skies will clear for the second half of the day, but in terms of the pollen count, yeah, it is elevated in terms of tree pollen. Luckily, ragweed as well as dust and dander and that grass pollen remain low, but if you are allergic to those trees, make sure you're taking those allergy pills.
All right, we'll check out that 7-day forecast in a sec. First, I want to pass along some big news for comedy fans here in our area. It's coming out of, well, where else but the National Comedy Center up in Jamestown, New York. That's where leaders have announced that comedian Gabriel Iglesias will headline this summer's Lucille Ball Comedy Festival, of course, up in Western New York. Iglesias billed as the top-selling comedian in the world in 2022, more than 1.1 billion views on YouTube. His show is set for Thursday, August 3rd. This year's Lucille Ball Comedy Festivals are going to run August 2nd through the 6th. Tickets for Iglesias and the other festival headliner Taylor Tomlinson, they're set to go on a sale for National Comedy Center members only. That starts at noon next Friday. The public on sale for Gabriel Iglesias' performance at the National Comedy Center's Lucille Comedy Festival coming up in August. Those tickets go on sale to the general public on Friday, May 19th. And you were saying you're a big Gabriel Iglesias fan, and I know that you're wondering how much does it cost to be a member of the National Comedy Center and get that early opportunity to buy tickets. $75 a year. That's where those memberships start at, AJ, in case you're wondering.
Okay, I'll have to consider that. I was just noting the date there, so I set a reminder on my phone to grab tickets.
That's
That's going to be a great event to go to. It's going to be a great stretch of weather, too, after some dreary, some rain, some snow, some typical spring stuff going on here. We're back to the sunshine here for today as well as tomorrow. Still a 20% chance of an inland shower today. Mainly sunny for our Saturday, high temperature near 64 degrees. We might bump these up towards 60 due to those calm winds right now. But if we do get that lake breeze, it's really going to kind of limit the heating for this afternoon. A passing storm for our Sunday up towards 68. Partly cloudy as we head towards Monday. Tuesday, a few rain showers possible there, but we have the sunshine once again for both Wednesday and Thursday, and those temperatures once again look to be more seasonable.
All right, thanks so much, AJ. That'll do it for this edition of the Nowcast. We'll be back here on Facebook Live about the same time on Monday. Our next over-the-air newscast comes your way at noon on WSEE. Have a great weekend.